Hello everybody, Mr. the Vest Man here, bringing you level 4 and of Rise of the Martian Bear. And compared to the last level, this level is significantly easier. It's a two-parter, and the beginning part I've only left in a couple minutes worth because it's super simple. All you're going to want to do is bring machine guns on this level and dampening generators. You shouldn't need anything else. If you've got multiple people, you can bring mine layers, snipers, whatever you want, but machine guns and dampeners are the essentials. And for weapons, you're going to want to stick to what we've been using so far, so snipers and piercing weapons if you have them at this point. And other than that, the beginning part is simple. You want to protect the cannon like an object, so put down 2, maybe 3 machine guns, and then use yourself as the rest of the offense and defense and whatnot. You're not going to be hit by a whole lot. There's going to be, I believe, 1 Bertha, maybe 1 Willie. But overall, the enemies are going to be fairly light. And when they do spawn multiple enemies, they tend to spawn one group at a time. You can kill them. By the time you've killed them, the other group will have spawned. You're going to have a lot of enemies come from the left here. Just keep an eye on those. Mostly Cathy's, Aerials, and I think there's 1 wave of Tommies that might come through there. And nothing too crazy to be concerned about. And like I said, this beginning part is really simple. Your main goal in the beginning part is to save up as much money as you can. So place down a couple turrets. Don't upgrade them. You don't have to. Yeah, it's this beginning part's just super simple. There's going to be snipers too. They spawn up on the front left area. They're pretty hard to miss, but there's only going to be like 1 or 2, so it's really not a big deal. There's a couple resistors here. There's 3 resistors. So, like I said, take care as much as you can in this beginning part by yourself. You shouldn't take more than a couple hits on the base. In all likelihood, the only thing that's going to hit your base will probably be the 1 wave of aerials. Maybe there's 2 waves. Yeah, see, here comes some aerials, and if you've got multiple people, the aerials aren't really going to matter. If you're by yourself, you might take a couple hits on your base, but really it shouldn't be anything significant. You shouldn't, drop more than 1 to 2%. And just keep on chipping away at the bad guys. Bring the snipers, like I said. If you have the Albert, I strongly suggest that you pick that one up and use it. If you don't have the Albert, I strongly suggest you get the Albert. And if you're wondering how to get the Albert, well, you can check out our survival loot guide. Well, not necessarily survival, but loot guide in general that will be going up a few days after this. Here's the cut to the end of the first section of the map. So, like I said, the beginning part's pretty simple. All you have to do is just defend this, I believe, 8 waves. And then this little cutscene occurs, and there's some explosions, and then some happiness. And then I get an email from Todd. And so then you start the second section. The next section is a little trickier. The first thing to note is the first 2 waves, I believe, will still spawn on this side of the map. So make sure you don't just bolt ahead and leave your cannon guy thingamabob for dead. It will slowly creep up, so just kind of walk up with it. Like I said, the first, I believe, 2 waves will spawn on this side. Then the last 8 will be back behind everything. Also, don't worry about putting defenses down in this area. All you want to do is just kill. There should be no reason why you can't handle this if you're solo or with other people. Just make sure you pay attention to where the stuff is spawning. Like I said, the enemies on this map tend to spawn at such different locations at different distances that you can usually deal with one enemy before the other enemy becomes a real issue. So as you saw there, it says Tommies are spawning, but because they're so far away, the aerials were dealt with first, and we're just kind of waiting for the Tommies to come. And they're the Tommies. Well, the Tommies do come from the other side of the map, so that also accounts for why they take so long. So we kill all these guys. So now, after the end of the second wave on this portion, you want to come up here, and I like to do a nice line of machine guns. So just place down a perfect line of machine guns right where I'm doing it, just from one side to the other side. You don't have to do this by any means, but this certainly does secure that front line defense because the cannon guy will not go any further than where those machine guns are dropped. I also suggest that if you've been saving up the money, like I said to just upgrade them right away. Don't hold back. You can see me and Todd just going an upgrade frenzy. We start upgrading every single thing we can, and you should definitely do that. It's worth upgrading them. These are the Super Shredder machine guns. You might not have those yet, but even if you just have the Ironclad machine gun, or if you're using the normal Shredder machine gun, either way you should upgrade them because it's the mission. When you have this many machine guns, super duper awesome. You could see we didn't even have an explosive weapon, and we just completely destroyed those breakers. The Super Shredders, when fully upgraded, I do 6.5 a shot, and we have 5 of them out there, so you can do the math. It's pretty significant damage coming in very quickly. Now you can see I have extra money slowly building up, so what I'm doing is I'm just going to start throwing around dampening generators. I would definitely suggest putting one down where you saw there on the left. The left path is going to give you the most trouble. It's one of the shorter distances, and there's going to be a lot of breakers and a lot of Tommies on that side. So if you just want to put a dampener over there, fully upgrade that. Oh, this is where I was like, no, I can't show the dashboard. Should have edited that out. I'm a bad man. But yeah, so on that left side, that's where you're probably going to have your most amount of trouble. So if you do want to beef that one up a little bit more, totally understand. You could put a couple more machine guns on that path, a shotgun. Mine layers, if you have them on that side, are really good because the breakers will walk on them and it'll smash open their shell. But you don't need anything crazy. It's going to be a fairly tame spot overall. You just, like I said, you want to keep an eye on that side. On the middle, you tend to have Jacob's enemies, or you have breakers once in a while. You also have aerials fly across once in a while, but you have so many machine guns, aerials won't be an issue. On the right-hand side, you will have a couple, I think 1 to 2 arties, and I think 1 amplifier, and you also have 1 amplifier come through the middle. The amplifier that's going to come through the middle shouldn't be an issue because he's going to be ripped to shreds by the machine guns. The ones on the right-hand side, you should probably deal with yourself. There's going to be that arty, like I said, he's going to stay out of range of your gun. So, like typical of an arty, you have to deal with that by yourself. And the amplifier, you just don't want him to get close enough to start wrecking all your machine guns, because that sucks when they do that. And like I said, once they start vacuuming it up, it's only about 2 seconds or so, and then it just instantly kills it. So there's that arty I spoke of. That's good. And I thought I had cut him out. Oh, look at that. And I cut to the arty dying, but that's not the same arty. You can see we've jumped ahead. So there are 2 arties that spawn over there. Oh yeah, you will have burst transmitters too, but they shouldn't be an issue because you're not going to have many of them. And like I said, this map, the distances they have to walk to get to you vary so much that you can usually deal with everything pretty easily. You can see right there we dealt with those. After killing the arty, the burst transmitter spawned. So it's not like they spawned the arty and the bursters at the same time and you had to pick what to kill. I really like that on this map. I don't know if that was intentional or if it's just kind of how it happened. Now, like I said, the left-hand side is going to have Tommies once in a while, and it's going to be quite a few Tommies, but your machine guns should be able to reach some of them. And like you can see there, I've put down a dampening generator and another machine gun there just to help out. We've also got dampening generators all over the battlefield at this point. Like I said, they're not necessary, but if you've got the money, you can see right there we've got that upgrade him, so I was like, oh, upgrade. If you have the money, you might as well use it on something. So here's the final wave, and like I said, you've got so many machine guns now, nothing should be getting through. Aerials should be chopped down within moments, breakers will be chopped down within moments, everything's going to get cut down. And once again, if you don't have the super shredders, that's not the important part. The important part is you're just using machine guns, massive machine guns, ironclad machine guns, whatever machine guns, they're all going to do really well. You can see I'm dealing with these breakers over here, but it's not going to be much of a problem because, 1, I've got piercing, so I'm hitting multiple breakers at the same time. And 2, the closer they get to the machine guns, the more machine guns start shooting them, and then they just die anyways. I believe, yeah, there are some aerials coming right now. Like I said, they're not going to last very long. The one thing to take note of with the aerials on this map is they fly really, really high. So once in a while, they will be out of range of your machine guns. I've done this map probably like 20 times, and of those 20 times, there's been like 2 times where the aerials don't swoop down low enough to be shot at. I don't know if it's just like a little glitch where sometimes they just get caught up high and they stay there. But if you see your base taking a hit and you just can't figure out what it is, just look up, look around. It could be an aerial that's just been caught somewhere. Like I said, it's only happened to me a couple times, but it does happen. So, you're gonna, yeah, blitzers, like, come on now, blitzers are a joke at this point. The dampening turrets stack. If you didn't know this, if you didn't watch the survival guide for hospital, the dampening turrets will stack. So trying to get through those 2 dampening turrets is a real pain for the bad guys. They just, yeah, dead. That is it. So I hope you enjoyed. This level, like I said, is significantly easier in my opinion than Settlement, and the boss is significantly easier than this level. I also want to point out that Todd, you'll see it right here, Todd's standing inside of a circle of dampening generators because he thinks he's the coolest shit in the world. And he wanted to make sure you guys saw that. So there's Todd standing in a field of dampeners. Thank you for watching, and we'll see everyone next time.